This is how diamonds generate in Minecraft. As you can see, there are plenty of diamonds to find on the ground. But it could take you ages to find enough diamonds if you don't know how to find them. Because you need them for your gear and all your smithing templates, which are a lot of diamonds. But don't you worry, because I will show you 7 ways to find a lot of diamonds for all your diamond gear and to duplicate all your templates as fast as possible. Are you ready? Let's break it down. There are many ways to find diamonds, but these are the 7 easiest methods for any type of player. But before we start with these methods, let's see where diamonds actually spawn. Unlike some other ores in the game, the distribution of diamonds is very simple. The lower you are, the more diamonds you'll find. Diamonds generate from Y16 to Y-62. You must also know that diamonds have reduced air exposure, which means that diamonds generate around 50% less when exposed to air than when surrounded by solid blocks. So you will find less diamonds in caves than when you are mining underground. To make full diamond gear, you need 24 diamonds for your armor, 11 diamonds for your tools, and let's add 2 more for the enchanting table, so 37 diamonds in total. But if you want to upgrade all your diamond gear into netherite gear, you'll need 7 diamonds for all 9 duplications of the smithing template. That's 63 diamonds more, which means you need a total of exactly 100 diamonds. But that doesn't even include the armor trim templates you might want to duplicate, or the gear you might need to repair. So if this sounds like a lot to you, don't worry, because I will show you how easy this really is by giving you a diamond rate per hour for every method. And for strip mining, even a diamond rate for every type of pickaxe. Both Bedrock and Java have their own benefits, so keep watching if you want to know what's better in your version. Let's get started. Number 1. Cave mining. This is hands down the fastest way to find diamonds early game. Now I know I've just told you that diamonds generate 50% less in caves. And while that is true, you don't need to mine any blocks while you are in a cave like when you are mining underground, which makes the process very easy. And besides that, since September 2022, diamonds generate almost 50% more in deep slate layers. This makes it very easy to find diamonds in caves. The only thing you need to find is a big cave. The bigger and deeper, the better. Caves are easily found in biomes with open fields. Plains, deserts, savannas and badlands biomes are great examples for that. Just look out for cliffs, ravines and holes in the surface. Sooner or later you'll find an entrance to a huge cave. If you don't find one, you can also just dig straight down. Just make sure that you always have 2 blocks underneath you, so you'll never fall down to your death if there's actually a cave underneath you. If you manage to find one, you notice that you don't see diamonds immediately everywhere around you. In order to find those diamonds, you still have to search for them. And since it's dark in those caves, you're not gonna spot them from a great distance. That's why you need to bring a lot of torches with you. Better too many than too few, to see the mobs that you're fighting and to prevent them from respawning. Also get some iron armor and a shield for protection. If you do it right, you could be in for around 80 diamonds per hour. If you use a Fortune 3 pickaxe, you can more than double it to 178 diamonds per hour. If you cave later in the game, you could make it a lot easier for yourself by using night vision and an elytra to find even more diamonds. Of course, all of this also depends on the size of cave you find, because once you've cleared the cave, the diamonds are over. But since you only need 37 diamonds for a full diamond gear, there is no need to wait to get diamond gear until later in the game. Number 2. Moss mining. This is probably the most underestimated method for diamond mining, and here's why. When you place down one moss block and bone meal it, all the moss will spread around and replace all the blocks around it. Blocks like stone and deep slate will just turn into moss. But ores like diamonds will not be replaced. So by using bone meal, you can replace a huge area of stone or deep slate with moss in no time. After that, you can use a hoe to insta-mine all those moss blocks, indirectly insta-mining the deep slate blocks that were there before. Since the blocks underneath were not exposed to air, there's again 50% more chance that you will find diamonds there. Doing it right, like at the bottom of a big cave, you can get over 90 diamonds per hour with a normal pickaxe or 200 diamonds per hour with a Fortune 3 pickaxe. It doesn't matter which type of hoe you use to mine the moss. Even a stone hoe will insta-mine it, so you just need to bring some stone hoes with you. Or just sticks and cobblestone or deep slate to create more later on. This way, you don't have to waste iron or diamond hoes on mining all this moss. And if you think that you cannot use this method because you don't have so much bone meal, no worries, because you technically only need to have 1 bone meal with you together with a composter. When you use the bone meal on the moss block, mine all the new moss blocks and use them to fill the compost. Every time you will get more and more bone meal. Even if you never tried this method before, you should start doing it next time you're looking for diamonds. And if you are a real daredevil, you could do a similar thing with sculk blocks in the deep dark biome, which you don't even have to create yourself, but are already down there. You just have to mine a sculk with the iron hoe that even gives you some extra XP. The downside of this, of course, is that you can easily get yourself into trouble by waking up the warden. So if you stick to moss mining, you keep yourself a lot safer. Number 3. Water cave mining. I'm sure you have seen some underwater caves while exploring your world. You might think that there is nothing to find there or that you're better off in a normal cave, but you would be wrong. That rule of reduced air exposure only applies to diamond ores being exposed to air, not to water. Which means that this rule doesn't apply in underwater caves and that diamonds generate 50% more than in a normal cave. And besides that, you are not bothered by hostile mobs attacking you underwater, because they simply don't spawn there. That's just amazing. The real problem is the breathing, you might think, but no worries. You see, most of the time there are a lot of magma blocks spread around in these caves. Magma blocks create air bubbles above them, which you can use to catch your breath. You can mine one or more of these magma blocks and take them with you. Whenever you run out of breath, you can place it down and refill your lungs. And you can take it with you again once you are done. When you find diamonds, place the magma block close to the diamonds, so you can mine it safely. Just make sure that you hold sneak button while you are standing on the magma block, otherwise you will take damage. Also, be careful for gravel falling from the ceiling when placing down a magma block underneath it. The air bubbles could cause the gravel to fall down, which could get you stuck and prevent you from breathing. So make sure to look above you before placing it down. In Java Edition, you can also just use a door to create an air column, which is easier and safer in this case. Of course, you can make this a lot easier for yourself later on in the game, because then you can have Aqua Affinity, Respiration and Depth Strider on your armor, and you can take water breathing and night vision potions with you. Giving a number of diamonds per hour for this method is hard, because these caves are normally not big enough to mine for an hour. But theoretically, you could get around 115 diamonds per hour with a normal pickaxe, or 250 diamonds per hour with a Fortune Free pickaxe, if you will be able to mine for a whole hour in these caves. Just make sure that you are at a low Y level, otherwise there will not be many diamonds to find. Before I continue with the next method, make sure to give the video a like if you find it helpful and subscribe if you don't want to miss any future videos. Number 4. Strip mining. Strip mining is still the most sustainable way of mining, since you can do it endlessly, unlike the other methods. Even though diamonds generate down to -62, bedrock can spawn over diamond ores in the lowest levels. That's why Y-57 is the best level to mine for diamonds, because all the blocks around you can generate diamonds. The yellow stained glass that you see here is what you roughly will mine in an hour with a normal diamond pickaxe. You could actually mine hundreds of blocks more, but let's factor in some delay you might encounter for various reasons. Notice all the diamonds you will encounter within that hour. In this specific situation here, we are quite lucky with the amount of diamonds we will find. If we would mine all of the diamonds that we get revealed during this hour of mining, we would get 94 diamonds in this specific situation. Of course, every mining session is different, and on average it will be less. Let me show you what I found out. With an iron pickaxe, you mine on average 57 diamonds per hour. With a diamond pickaxe, it's 66, and with a netherite pickaxe, you'll find around 74 diamonds per hour. If you add Fortune Free on your diamond pickaxe, diamonds go up to 145 per hour. And with a Fortune Free netherite pickaxe, you mine 163 per hour. If you manage to get Efficiency 5, you will get almost 300 diamonds per hour. That sounds quite good for just 1 hour of mining. You should dig one long tunnel and then branch into smaller 2x1 tunnels. Make sure that you leave 2 blocks between every tunnel. If you would only leave 1 block in between, these blocks get unnecessarily exposed 2 times by 2 tunnels. It is possible that you run into lava at this level. When this happens, just place the block between you and the lava. Check where you can mine up without getting lava over your head. Once you find a spot where you can go up, pile up 4 blocks to Y-54. On this level, you can just cross the lava lakes. When you are past it, you can go back down to Y-57 and continue mining. Of course, you can also just go back or mine around the lava. If you want to avoid the lava in general, you can also just stay at Y-54 or even Y-53. These levels are still great for diamond, but you don't encounter any lava. Number 5. Crawl mining. Crawl mining is essentially strip mining, but making 1x1 tunnels instead. You do this by placing a trapdoor in front of you and then closing it to make you crawl. This might seem slower than normal strip mining, since you cannot move so fast. But this is actually not the case. Crawl mining is actually faster than regular strip mining. This is for 2 reasons. First of all, Deep Slate is tough to mine, and because you need to mine double the blocks with normal strip mining, you don't move any faster. And secondly, when you use the normal 2x1 method, you reveal 8 new blocks per 2 blocks that you mine, so 4 new blocks for every block you mine. While with the crawling method, you reveal 5 new blocks for every block that you mine. This might sound very few to you, but in the long term this makes a huge difference, because this means that you reveal 25% more new blocks. You can see the same area as before here, but this time we'll use 1x1 crawl mining. Notice how we reveal most of those diamonds we revealed with regular strip mining. If we mine at Y-57, we will still get 67 diamonds in this specific area, but in roughly half of the time. This is because we still encounter most of the same blobs of diamond ores we found with the 2x1 method. We would even find more if we would mine at Y-56 in this situation, which just shows that 1 or 2 levels lower isn't always better. We were again lucky in this situation, so let's see the average diamonds per hour for this method. With the diamond pickaxe, it's on average 83 diamonds per hour, and with the netherite pickaxe you find around 93 diamonds per hour. If you add efficiency 5 and fortune 3 to that pickaxe, you will get 215 per hour. If I didn't convince you to crawl mine yet, then I will give you another reason. It's clear that crawling significantly slows you down. That's why you should get Swift Sneak on your leggings in combination with that efficiency 5 pickaxe. If you manage to get Swift Sneak 2 or 3, you are in for 365 diamonds per hour. But it gets even crazier, because on top of all this, Bedrock players can insta-mine Deep Slate, simply by mining it from a distance. For some reason, your mining speed greatly increases when you mine from far in Bedrock Edition. Now you might think that is useless, since you go too slow anyways when you crawl. And that is true for Java Edition. But Bedrock players also have the benefit to sprint while sneaking with the Swift Sneak enchantment on their leggings, which significantly improves their speed, almost like sprinting. Together, these elements empower Bedrock players to earn a dazzling 400 diamonds per hour. If this doesn't convince you to crawl mine, I don't know what else will. Please keep in mind that all these hour rates can differ, including the other methods. Sometimes you're lucky and you find more, like in our situation. But other times you are mining for 30 minutes without any diamond. But I prefer to give you a realistic hour rate rather than a high number that you maybe achieve in very rare occasions. Number 6. Looting structures. This is a list of all the structures where you could find diamonds in a chest. Some structures have a very small chance to loot for diamonds and only have one chest, while others have a very high chance and contain a lot of chests. Take end cities for example. There are loads of chests to find in every end city. There is a big chance to find up to 7 diamonds in any chest there, and even enchanted diamond armor, tools and weapons. So end cities are by far the best structures to find diamonds in Minecraft. When you've got your elytra, you could fly from end city to end city and get around 80 diamonds per hour, and a lot of enchanted diamond gear. However, this is of course a place where you would only come late game after you've defeated the Ender Dragon. But there are many other structures to loot when you come across them, some more dangerous than others. Take the trial chambers for example. There are several chests and vaults where you have a high chance to get diamonds. You even have a chance to find a complete diamond block in a chest or ominous vault, which contain 9 diamonds each. A great way to get some diamonds early game is to find a shipwreck. Shipwrecks are easily found where you are sailing near a coastline, even when you just started your world. And although you just have a 14% chance to find diamonds in one of the chests, you will always find a treasure map, which will lead you to a buried treasure that has a 59% chance to contain diamonds, and great other loot. Looting structures is a very easy way to get some extra diamonds along the way without having to mine a single block. Number 7. Tunnel bore mining. A bore machine is a redstone build that launches TNT. And I know, building this looks super complicated and very different from the rest of the video. But just like me, you don't have to invent this machine yourself. On YouTube you can find dozens of tutorials on how to build a bore machine for both Java and Bedrock. If you just follow along the steps, you can make it yourself. Java bore machines have an advantage over Bedrock bore machines, since the machines make use of a glitch that duplicates TNT. So you don't need a gunpowder farm, unlike in Bedrock Edition, where that glitch doesn't exist. The big advantage of a bore machine is that you don't have to mine anything if you find it boring. Anyways, you just click a node block and mine any diamonds that appear after the explosion. One bore machine is not that fast, but you can connect multiple bore machines to make one gigantic bore machine that can mine around 200 diamonds per hour. The reason that this number is lower than you would expect is because this method has some downsides. First of all, some diamonds get lost during the explosions. And secondly, whenever you run into lava, you have to make sure to keep it away from the machine. This could take a while when you run into a big lava lake. You could avoid this though by boring at Y-52, which is 2 levels above the lava, so the machine can pass safely. But this will reduce the number of diamonds you will find. And thirdly, the bigger you make it, the more you have to go back and forth to check if there are diamonds. And lastly, it takes quite some time to build one, especially when you do it for the first time. So while it's a very cool and advanced method, you are totally fine or probably even better off with the other 6 methods. Now you can craft and repair all your diamond armor and tools and duplicate your templates in no time. There are more methods to find diamonds, like villager trading, and that could also be useful, but I think these 7 are the most efficient. Let me know in the comments what do you think and which is your favorite method. If you want to know how you can get full diamond gear within 1 hour after spawn, check out my next video, where I will show you in hardcore mode how easy this is. Or watch one of my other videos about finding ancient debris, iron or gold. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.